So next we discuss a construction of Galois field. So here already discussed the കാര്യങ്ങൾ തന്നെയാണ്. We consider here m is equal to 4. That means Galois field 2 raised to 4. Here m is equal to, r is equal to 4 and the polynomial h of x is equal to 4. Okay. Okay. So construction of 2 raised to 4. 2 raised to 4 has 16 elements. So this is the 16 elements of length 4. Okay. So first one is 0, 0 is a non-zero element. 0 represent. Polynomials and endarikkum 0. Nammal representation kodukkunnilla. Karanam beta ennu parayunnathu endarikkanam, beta is not equal to 0 aanu. Okay. And next one is 1, 0, 0 which is equal to 1 and beta 0 is equal to 1. Next one is 0, 1, 0, that means x. Now beta i corresponding to x raised to I mod h of x. Okay. So beta x means x raised to 1. So x raised to 1 is beta. Okay. And x square is corresponding to beta square. X cube is beta cube. And here is 1, 1, 0, 0. That means 1 plus x. So 1 plus x is divided by 1. What is h of x is? Here h of x is this one. Okay. So 1 plus x is divided by 1 plus x, 1 plus x, x raised to 4. So what that means? 1, that is x plus 1 is divided by x raised to 4 plus x plus 1. So first we take 1. Okay. So x raised to 4 plus x plus 1. X cancel, 1 cancel, already remain x raised to 4. So 1 plus x is congruent to 1 plus x is congruent to x raised to 4 mod h of x, where h of x is x raised to 4 plus x plus 1. Okay. This is the mod constraint. So 1 plus is congruent to x raised to 4, that is b raised to 4, and x plus is, similarly we can find x plus x square. X plus x square is x plus x square. Okay. So x plus x square is congruent to x raised to 5, that is equal to b raised to beta 5. And similarly x cube is x raised to 6. X square plus x cube is divided by 1 plus x raised to 4. We get the remainder x raised to 6, that is corresponding to beta raised to 6. So similarly we can find those elements. Okay. So we get beta raised to 40. Clear? Okay. And so check this one. Beta raised to 12. This is another definition. Beta raised to 12 is equal to what? 1. 1 means that is 1. Okay. So, this is construction of Galois field of 2 raised to 4 using h of x. But here h of x is 1 plus x raised to 4. Suppose h of x is equal to 1 plus x is cube. Constraint. Suppose h of x is equal to 1 plus x cube. This completely changes. Okay. Complete changes. But modulo these elements modulo 1 plus x raised to 4. When h of x is 1 plus x cube. So corresponding to this modulo element, this some variations, changes. Okay. So that is also a construction of Galois field of 2 raised to 4. Okay. Here the definition. An element alpha belongs to Galois field of 2 raised to r is primitive if alpha raised to m not equal to 1 for 1 less than or equal to m less than 2 raised to minus 1. Equivalently, alpha is a primitive if every non-zero word in Galois field of 2 raised to r can be represented as power of alpha. Okay. That means what? A polynomial is primitive. What is that? F of x is a polynomial which is a primitive. That means f of x doesn't divide 1 plus x raised to m. Similarly, an element alpha is said to be primitive. That means alpha raised to m not equal to 1 or equally what? Alpha is every non-zero word in Galois field. Every, here then a construct idamadi. Every non-zero word can be represented as a power of alpha. That means if alpha is equal to, we can take alpha is equal to beta. Okay. So alpha is equal to beta means beta is alpha and beta square is alpha square. And beta cube is what? Alpha cube. So every non-zero element can be represented as a powers of alpha. Okay. Suppose alpha we take alpha is equal to some beta square. So what is alpha? Beta square is alpha is equal to beta square anengil beta cube endu varum beta square into beta. That is namukku construction varillalo. Appo namukku beta square is alpha is equal to beta square anengil alpha square is beta raised to 4 and alpha cube is beta raised to 6. Okay. Appo angane varum constructions parayanathu. Okay. Adana next we discuss cheyan povunathu some problems are. Okay. That means using the primitive h is equal to 1 plus x raised to 4. So beta is corresponding to x mod h of x ana, and beta raised to 15 is 1. This is not. Beta raised to 15 is not 1. Beta raised to 12 is 1 ana. Beta raised to, okay, look at that table. Beta raised to 12 is 1 1. Okay. Okay. Suppose here so commute 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 1. 0 1 1 is here beta raised to 5 in that column, and 1 1 0 1 is beta raised to 5, that is beta raised to 12. So beta raised to 12 is what? 1 1 1. So 0 1 1 0 multiplied with 1 1 0 which is equal to 1 1 1. That means what? This polynomial 0 1 1 0 is x plus x square into 1 plus x cube, which is congruent to x raised to 12 mod h of x. This is the theorem. So idana Galois field constructions parayunnathu. So you can, okay, these two elements cheyan pattum. Problem exercise problems aanu ta. You have to check it. And the next one is minimal polynomial. So what is minimal polynomial? What is minimum? Minimum polynomial means what? As degree is what? And degree endarikum. Degree panade eppudum less arikum. Less than degree of other polynomial. Either polynomial eduthalu least degree arikana. Athrayennallo. Okay, minimal degree. Okay. So the definition is alpha be an element in a field f is equal to gf of 2 raised to r is said to be root of a polynomial p of x if and only if p of alpha is equal to 0. So alpha is the root of the polynomial p of x is p of alpha is equal to 0, and p of x is represented a0 plus a1x plus etc. plus a raised to k x raised to k. Okay. So p of alpha is what? a0 plus a1 alpha plus etc. ak alpha raised to k, which is equal to 0. So that is the root of this polynomial. Next, here the polynomial p of x is 1 plus x cube plus x raised to 4, and beta is the primitive element in Galois field of 2 raised to 4. Constructed h of x is 1 plus x plus x squared. So we have a table. Here, what is p of x is 1 plus x cube plus x raised to 4. Okay, and p of beta is what? 1 plus beta cube plus beta raised to 4. Okay, what is 1? 1 is 1 0 0, and beta cube is what? X cube, that means 0 0 0 0 1. Okay, beta raised to 4 is what? X raised to 4, which is congruent to 1 plus x in that table. So 1 plus x is what? 1 1 0 0. Okay, so we can add those elements. We get 0 1 0 1. 0 1 0 1 is beta raised to 9. So beta, p of beta is equal to what? Beta raised to 9. So beta is not a root. If beta is a root, p of beta is equal to what? 0. So here p of beta is equal to beta raised to n. So beta is not a root of the polynomial. So consider next beta raised to 7. Okay. So 1 plus beta raised to 7 whole cube plus beta raised to 7 whole raised to 4. Okay. This is beta raised to 21 and beta raised to 28. So beta raised to 21 is, since beta raised to 15 is 1. Beta raised to 15 is 1. So 15 plus 6 is 21. 15 whole raised to 16 sorry, into beta raised to 6. But beta raised to 21 varule. So beta raised to 15 is 1. This is 1. So beta raised to 6. And similarly, beta raised to 15 is 15. Beta raised to 15 into beta raised to 13, which is equal to beta raised to 28. So on the beta raised to 13. Beta raised to 6 is 0, 1, 1. Beta raised to 13, 1, 0, 1, 0. So adding these 3 elements, we get 0, 0. So P of beta raised to 7 equal to 0. That means beta raised to 7 is root of this polynomial P of x. So P of x in the root, beta is not a root of P of x. But beta raised to 7 is the root of P of x. So that is this one. Okay. So we can verify everything. So beta raised to 15 is congruent to 1 and beta raised to 21 is beta raised to 15. Okay, this is similar fact. Now discuss the okay. Next we discuss the definition order. The order of non-zero element alpha in Galois field of 2 raised to r is the smallest positive integer m such that alpha raised to m is equal to 1. So, alpha raised to m is equal to 1 means m is the order of the non-zero element alpha. Non-zero element alpha in the order ആണ് alpha m എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay. Alpha is a primitive element ആണെങ്കിൽ primitive element order must be എന്തായിരിക്കണം 2 raised to r minus 1. കാരണം നമ്മൾ ഇവിടെ m less than or equal to 2 raised to r minus 1 അല്ലേ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യണം. So if alpha is a primitive, then എന്ത് പറയാം നമുക്ക് order of alpha is 2 raised to r minus 1. So this is the case. So next one is minimal polynomial. So we define minimal polynomial of alpha where alpha belongs to Galois field of 2 raised to r as the polynomial in k of x of smallest degree having alpha as a root. But alpha is a minimal polynomial of alpha is what? Is the smallest degree polynomial in k of x having having alpha as a root. Okay. So that is denoted by m alpha of x. M alpha of x is the minimal polynomial of degree of smallest degree and alpha is the 0 of that polynomial. Okay. So if alpha has order m, that means alpha raised to m is equal to 1. So alpha is the root of 1 plus x raised to m. If m is order of alpha, that means alpha raised to m is equal to 1. Alpha raised to m is equal to 1 means alpha is the factor of, alpha is the root of 1 plus x raised to m. Okay. So this is the minimal polynomial. So next theorem. So next theorem is theorem 5.2.2. Let alpha not equal to 0 be an element of gf of 2 raised to r, that is a Galois field of 2 raised to r. Let m alpha of x be the minimal polynomial of alpha. Then a part endana m alpha of x is irreducible over k. If f of x is any polynomial over k such that f of alpha equal to 0, then m alpha of x is a factor of f of x. Third one is a minimal polynomial is unique, and fourth one is minimal polynomial m alpha of x is a factor of 1 plus x raised to 2 raised to r minus 1. Okay. So what is properties ആണ് ട്ടോ. The properties കൂടിയാണ് ഇത് പറയുന്നത്. So this is the properties of minimal polynomial. Okay. So alpha be the non-zero element in Galois field of 2 raised to r. M alpha of x is the minimal polynomial of degree. Minimal polynomial of alpha. Then m alpha of x is always a reducible polynomial. F of x is any polynomial over k such that f of alpha is equal to 0. Then m alpha of x is the factor of f of x. F of x in factor. So the minimal polynomial must be unique, and the minimal polynomial m alpha of x is a factor of 1 plus x raised to 2 raised to r minus 1. Okay. So first one, A part is, what is that? M alpha of x is irreducible. So suppose m alpha of x is reducible. Okay. So m alpha of x is reducible means what? M alpha of x is equal to some product of some polynomial, that is g of x into h of x. Okay. So m alpha of alpha is equal to 0 implies g of alpha into h of alpha equal to 0. Okay. That means either g of alpha is equal to 0 or h of alpha is equal to 0. G of alpha is equal to 0 implies alpha is the root of g of x, and suppose h of alpha is equal to 0 means alpha is the root of h of x. Clear? And the degree of h of x and degree of g of x and h of x is less than degree of m alpha of x ആയിരിക്കും. കാരണം അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിലല്ലേ നമ്മൾ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാം, ഫാക്ടർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. നമ്മൾ പ്രൊഡക്റ്റ് ഓഫ് 2 ഫംഗ്ഷൻസ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ആ 2 ഡിഗ്രീസ് എന്തായിരിക്കണം? എം ആൽഫ ഓഫ് എക്സിന്റെ ഡിഗ്രീനെക്കാട്ടിലും ലെസ് ആയിരിക്കണം. ഓക്കെ, സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് എ കോൺട്രഡിക്ഷൻ ടു വാട്ട്? എം ആൽഫ ഓഫ് എക്സ് ഇസ് ദ മിനിമൽ ഡിഗ്രി പോളിനോമിയൽ ആണ്. സോ വിച്ച് ഈസ് എ കോൺട്രഡിക്ഷൻ? സോ വാട്ട്? G of x and h of x must be equal to 1 and m alpha of x is reducible. Okay. Suppose reducible angle, it can be written as a product of 2 functions, and degree of each of this function, each of g of x and h of x must be less than degree of mg of x. This is a contradiction to m alpha of x. Okay, I'm sorry. M alpha of x is a minimal degree polynomial. So what? M alpha of x is always a reducible polynomial. And what next? F of x is any polynomial over k. F of alpha is equal to 0. M alpha of x is a factor of f of x. So by division algorithm, f of x is written as m alpha of x into g of x plus r of x, where r of x is the remainder. Okay. So what are the choices of r of x? If where r of x equal to 0 or degree of r of x less than degree of m alpha of x, and also f of alpha is equal to 0 implies what? M alpha of alpha into g of alpha plus r of alpha. M alpha of alpha is 0. So 0 into g alpha is equal to r of alpha. So f of alpha is equal to r of alpha, which means what? F of alpha and r of alpha equal ആവുന്ന possibilities ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. So r of x must be എന്തായിരിക്കണം? 0 ആയിരിക്കണം. And also degree of r of x is less than degree of m alpha of x ആണ്. അത് contradict to what? M alpha of x is a minimal polynomial. So r of x must be എന്തായിരിക്കണം? 0 ആയിരിക്കണം. So when r of x is equal to 0, f of x is equal to what? M alpha of x into g of x. That means m alpha of x is a factor of f of x. Okay, this one. And the third one is what? M alpha of x is unique. So suppose we take m dash of x is another polynomial of smallest degree such that m dash of alpha is equal to 0. So by b part, what? M alpha is what? B part, what is b part? F of x is any polynomial. M alpha of x is a factor of f of x. So here m dash of x is any polynomial. So m alpha of x is a factor of m dash of x. And also m alpha of x is any polynomial. I'm sorry. Since m dash of x is minimal polynomial. So and m alpha of x is any polynomial. So what? M alpha of x is also a factor of m dash of x. So we get m alpha of x is a factor of m dash of x, and also m dash of x is a factor of m alpha of x. Clear? So what means? Rendu factor aanengil mattam. M alpha of x is a factor of m dash of x. M dash of x is factor of m alpha of x aanengil, which implies what? They are equal. Equal ആവുന്ന കേസിൽ മാത്രമേ എന്ത് പറയാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ നമുക്ക്? Both of them are factor of each എന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. So m alpha of x is equal to m dash of x means that a minimal polynomial always what? Unique. Okay. And the fourth one is, let beta be the primitive element. Okay. And alpha is equal to beta raised to I. Then alpha raised to 2 raised to r minus 1 is equal to beta raised to I into 2 raised to r minus 1, which is equal to beta raised to 2 raised to r minus 1 whole raised to I. So beta raised to 2 raised to r minus 1 is equal to 1. And beta is the primitive element of order എന്തായിരിക്കും? അതായത് primitive element ആണെങ്കിൽ beta raised to 2 raised to r minus 1 has order ആണ് നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞത്. So must be എന്തായിരിക്കും? 1 ആണ്. കാരണം ബീറ്റയുടെ ഓർഡർ എന്താ? 2 raised to r minus 1 ആണ്. So beta raised to 2 raised to r minus 1 whole raised to I, which is equal to 1 raised to I, that is equal to 1. So we get alpha raised to 2 raised to r minus 1 equal to 1 means alpha is the root of what? 1 plus x raised to 2r minus 1. Root or factor of this one. So this is the properties of minimal polynomial. Okay.